BF wants to gawk gawk 3000 another guy. He wanted to know if I would be okay with him having one night where he could sleep with a woman. My heart broke instantly. My dreams and hopes and plans vanished in an instant, and the marriage I was eager to begin was gone. At the very beginning of our relationship, when he asked to be exclusive, I told him there will never be anyone else in our life, just us. No one's coming into our bedroom. There will be no cuck fantasies, no Eiffel Towers, nothing. I made it clear if he ever asked me for anything of the sort, the relationship was over immediately. There will be no conversation about it. He agreed. He said monogamy was the only thing for him and he doesn't want anyone else. Before I keep going, I do want to explain why I am the way I am. I was SA'd a lot by really my only friend at the time. When I was 8 he was 15, only other kids on the street. My mother was a junkie and cheated on my father constantly, so she didn't notice anything. My dad was never home because his wife was awful to be around and a kid who stayed in his room alone all the time, so he wouldn't have seen anything to be concerned about anyway. I tried to tell my mother once, but I couldn't even say it before I was yelled at and told to get out of her room, and I never tried to bring it up again. Fast forward to me being a not stupid child. I put pieces together and found out why my dad was never there to help me, why my mom didn't care enough to question why the horny teen was taking me outside for hours, and when I got home I just wanted to be alone in my room. I put all of my childhood issues on cheating. As a result of my fun little quirky younger years, I am borderline. I have anxiety and panic attacks whenever I hear people screaming, and depression, blah blah blah. I have problems. After being with my fiancé for about a year and a half, I talked to him about my past and why I feel the way I do about things, and he was very understanding, very comforting. Despite it being my story, I had to wipe his tears away a few times. I know he cares for me. I know he loves me and wants to spend our forever together. Back to the present day, I am in a hotel room alone. Everyone I've told this to has said I'm crazy and stupid and need therapy. They don't understand how I can throw it all away over my partner being honest and open with me about something. He didn't actually cheat, he just wants to. Lol. He has said he won't do it. He needs me more than any feeling a woman can give him. I am his everything. He's called me twice since I started typing this and messaged me really sweet things, so I'm at a point where I don't know what I'm doing. I look at the future and I see him. My entire adult life I've had the mentality of if they want to cheat they will, so he's asking me now, and if I say no he will eventually do it anyway, but won't tell me next time. That is where my decision to leave comes from. He will grow to resent me for denying him this thing he wants. I don't want to be that person 30 years from now after finding out my husband has had 50 affairs during our marriage with a bunch of women. When I am with someone, I'm with them. I don't look at other people. I don't entertain advances anyone makes towards me. I don't flirt with anyone else. I'm devoted in every way. People are making me feel crazy for wanting the same energy given back to me. I can't wrap my head around him wanting to kiss someone else, to be an inch away from them and smile and then start fucking. I don't want to think about it, but it's all I'm thinking about. It's been almost 8 days since I left and it's my only thought. I am losing my mind in a bad hotel room thinking about the guy I love fucking some random woman who doesn't exist. I'm lost. What to do? I do want to say how amazing he is. He buys me flowers every Friday. He stands up for me when no one else does. He looks for me in every room. He makes me feel like I matter. He makes my grayest days bright and clear, and the smile I used to fake isn't fake anymore. He has never judged me for the things I do. He's never made me feel bad for having days off. He just makes me feel loved. My birthday was last month and he made me a book filled with pictures of us he's taken over the years, with the last page being blank so he can add our wedding picture eventually. Above each picture was what he was thinking when he took it, and below is how he was feeling at the time. Part of being me is I need constant reassurance that he does love me, so I ask him those things a lot. It means everything to me and it's my favorite thing I own. I'm just trying to say he really is great despite this one thing. He said he'll do anything for me to come back. We can push the wedding back and just work on us, or we can call it off completely and just be together. He will never bring it up again and he's deeply sorry he ever wanted to do it, and I believe him. Time changes people though. I just want an unbiased opinion from someone whose life will not change whatsoever by my decision. They tend to be more truthful. I love him, and when I look at pictures of him I hear wedding bells and I see the house he wants to buy with me and the 2 kids he wants to adopt at some point. I don't want the rehash. When trust is gone it doesn't come back, or you know the answer. Leave. I do trust him. I don't trust the things I'm telling myself over and over about what may happen in the future. He has never given me reason to not trust him, but I don't know. Tell me the truth. Do I stay the course? Go back to him and give him permission to F random woman and come home to me after with the fake smile on and live with him forever? Or go back to him, tell him no he can't cheat, and hope for the best? Sorry if I rambled. I'm all over the place mentally. I've deleted a good 7 paragraphs, so this was worse. I really did try to make this readable. If any more info is needed just ask. Update: okay Ike, if anyone actually cares about the outcome, but my original plan was to talk to him today, bring up therapy, maybe go back to our apartment or just stay for the rest of my hotel reservation. That did not happen. I folded. I got drunk as Sunday night. He called me about 10:30 and I told him where I was because he said he wanted to explain in person. Drunk me as a hoe. He came over and started explaining, but honestly nailed me to a cross. I will atone for the sins I know every single one of you would commit. If you could see his face we did things. After that he did explain. His best friend, who's always had issues with me, has been trying to convince him for months if he doesn't sleep with a woman again he will end up cheating on me in the future. He didn't believe it at first, but after a few months his friend wore him down. I know he's not lying. He showed me texts going back to February, every so often his friend bringing it up. His friend is always not like me. I don't think he's okay with my fiancé being bi. First time he introduced me to his friends, his best friend was very standoffish and didn't interact with me. At one point someone asked if I was into hiking. I am. And she said best friend's name is also really into it. I said that's cool. Do you know any good spots since I just moved here and haven't found any yet? He said no and started talking to someone else. Okay, sure. Bunch of other little things over the years, like always bringing up his ex-GFs in front of me, blah blah, you get the gist. I think he knew I'd leave if my fiancé asked me for this. My fiancé said he doesn't want to do it and he wanted me to say no. Yes, a few of you told me to just say no and he would agree and wouldn't. Congratulations. And we'd move on. Weddings are still on hold. I have the ring back. It's on a chain around my neck. I want therapy still with him. Too many of you convinced me in private DMs with your personal stories about how helpful it was in your relationships. You wore me down. I also want to know what a paid professional thinks about his best friend because honestly I'm done with him. I don't want him at my wedding. I won't want to see his face. I don't want him to be my fiance's best man. Sorry to disappoint. I know a lot of you were calling for his head. I was the same mindset for most of my life until I was put into the shoes I am in now. It's hard. Trying to throw that love out the window and leave is hard. It was also a misunderstanding, so I overreacted anyway. I do want to thank you all. I expected my post would be like many others, get a few replies and that's it. Got a lot more than that and most were helpful. Some were jokes, some were just trying to convert me to be straight and some were trying to gaslight me. Thank you for the actual advice and I'm sorry so many people related to my struggles. I expected a few but I got at least 100 DMs talking about their trauma and how it's affected them in their adult lives and how they think I should move forward. Bittersweet, but I'm glad I wasn't alone in my struggles. For the questions, are you in therapy? Yes, I'm in individual therapy, have been for years. I'm also on meds, mood stabilizers, benzos and antidepressants. Therapy only goes so far. I know the post made me sound kinda psychotic but I also left all my meds at the apartment so I was on day 8 of clean living and I skipped the last therapy appointment. I never claimed to make good decisions. Is there another woman? No. Why would you get with a bi man when this is pretty common? This is not pretty common emo and you're biphobic. I don't have any issues with his sexual orientation. If anything I like he's not completely gay. No, I will not elaborate on why. Why didn't you just talk to him? Because if he said there was a woman he was looking at I would have found the nearest bridge and YOLO'd off it. What kind of friends would say that to you? There is friends really. When I moved here in my early 20s I met him quickly. Less than a year ago when I got here we went on a date. He introduced me to his friends and his friends became my friends. I would hang out with them without my fiancé and vice versa. In hindsight I don't think they were being malicious. They've always been nice and welcoming, excluding the one person. They just liked seeing us together and didn't want to see us apart. Almost a decade of seeing a couple and I can understand they'd want to see us last. I don't have any negative feelings towards them. Are you going to bring up moving? Few people asked after I brought up what he would have to do to get me back immediately. I said move. No, I won't bring it up. I think I do want to be closer to his family since I don't have any and I love being around them. They all live in Seattle and we're in Boston. Don't get to see them much. If I do bring it up I might wait till this situation clears up completely. Why are you denying who he is? I'm not. He can jerk off to women. He can't touch me though. How can you throw 9 years out the window over a question? It's the one question I asked him not to bring up. I thought I made that clear in my post. I can overlook a lot of things and I do but that one thing I can't. I still can't. If he was serious about it I don't think I'd stay. I'm not gonna let him walk outside F a woman and come back with cookies in my hand and a smile on my face. Did that feel good baby? Here's a cookie and some milk. BFFR you may be walking on in your life that is not me though. Does role play in the bedroom? He might just want a feminine aspect? I will not upload a picture of myself. It defeats the purpose of making a trash account. However, I am 6'4" and weigh 230-ish pounds. I work in a garage. I've spent 15 hours a week in the gym for the last 7 years and I have scars all over my body with a few on my face. My skin is not soft and I look like if I meet you in a dark alley I'll shank you. I'm not feminine. I think he'd laugh if he saw me walk out in lingerie and a wig. I would too tbh. That's it for now. I might update after a bit of therapy. Probably not. I don't think many will care after they read I didn't chastise him. Thank you again for all the actually helpful advice. I didn't expect any of it but I'm very grateful. Edit. Y'all judged me for not demanding he drop his lifelong best friend. We talked last night. I brought up my issues and he said he was leaning towards cutting him off entirely anyway. They're no longer friends. Y'all can stay on your toxic relationships making demands and ultimatums. I will not be doing any of that though. I'm not a doormat. Y'all genuinely sound bitter. I'm not alone like you are. I argue with the wall.